It is dark, and the wind is howling as a storm approaches from the southeast. You've been following this dirt road for what seems like days, and you finally reach the only town on it, Torinne. In the town square, the statue of a young girl wreathed in flames, but wow, I fucked that up already. The expression on her face shows she's at peace.
Okay. I'm going to sort of continue on the path and do my best to sort of keep my head down. Try not to scare anyone, and kind of as I go past the girl, do I see anything in particular, like maybe something that she owns, like a doll or something like that, maybe something that explains why she's a piece?
No, it's a statue.
Oh, it's a statue. I thought
It's
it
a
was a
statue.
girl.
Yes. No, it's a
Uh,
স্থatue of a girl.
gotcha. Looking at the statue, is there any kind of writing, plaque work, anything like that?
Um, there's a small plaque. You can't quite figure what it means. It's definitely dated. You can't quite get all the words out to it, but you see something along the lines of the aspect. So you can assume that a child from this village had become an aspect of the everlasting.
Okay. Okay. Um, kind of looking at the statue, does it look well? I know you said it's kind of dated. Does it look well worn? Flowers nearby? Anything like that?
No flowers nearby. It looks like it's well maintained. It's not perfectly pristine. It's been there for obviously a few decades, but like it looks in relatively good condition.
Okay. Um, yeah, I'm gonna kind of take one big gander at it, look around, try to see if any details kind of stick out to me as something to keep in mind when I enter the village, and then continue on the pathway, trying to keep moving.
Sure. You enter the town square and you see an array of shops and buildings, most of which seem to be closed, probably due to the impending storm. You do see a building with some light pouring out from the doors and windows that you can assume to be an inn.
Um, Villif is going to reach into his pack and kind of pull out a small sort of scrap of parchment with various writings on it, almost like similar to a shopping list of things he needs on the road, and kind of sighed to himself and, I suppose it is time I need to get some more inventory, and kind of reluctantly go into the inn.
You step into the inn and you find a surprisingly clean and comfortable looking establishment, especially this far off the trade roads. A few patrons are sitting at various tables, drinking quietly. A woman behind the counter turns to look at you, and she sort of stumbles a little bit after she sees your face, and takes a deep breath before she finds her voice. Can, can I help you, sir?
Yes, I'm just passing through town. I just need some supplies and materials if I could purchase them from this establishment.
Yeah, yes. What do you need?
He's gonna pull out the parchment and kind of try his best to read through it. 3 loaves of wheat bread, a few fresh fruit, and some rope and a burlap bag.
Let me see what I can do. And she sort of like scurries off, faster than you'd think that she would. And as you notice, some of the other patrons have stopped drinking and have begun to stare at you.
I'm just gonna. He's pretty old. He's just gonna kind of roll his eyes and move on and sit down and wait for the bar owner to come back.
Okay. A few minutes go by. You don't really see her come out from behind the little storeroom in the back, but one of the men in the inn stands up and begins to walk toward you.
Do I sort of see kind of what he looks like? Like, is he like farmer type, merchant type, soldier, guard?
He's more of like a town ruffian type. He's not like super jacked. He's not yoked, but he's relatively athletic, and he looks to be like a bit of a scrapper.
Kind of younger.
Yeah.
Son, what can I do for you?
I think it's better for you to go somewhere else, freak.
I'm just trying to get some materials, and then I'll be out of your hair.
That's not what I suggest you do, friend. And you see two other men stand up and walk over to him as well.
So, civilized people are running people out of town now because they look freakish. Glad to see humans don't change. And I'm just gonna keep sitting at the bar waiting for my stuff.
One of the three men, not the one that initially spoke to you first, but one of the ones behind him is going to attempt to grab your arm as if to pull you out of your seat.
Okay. Guessing that's like a grapple check.
Yes, he rolled an 11.
He rolled an 11? Athletics, right?
I believe athletics or acrobatics.
I'm gonna do athletics.
You have the option. It's important that I tell you.
That is actually a 12.
Yep. So he goes to reach for your arm, and you sort of like just, I guess, bash his arm out of the way with yours, I assume.
Yeah, probably something similar. Don't try it, son. I'm too old to deal with you.
And we suggest that you leave now.
Looks like you and your friends can't make me.
One of the other ones is going to go straight for a punch.
Okay.
And he missed.
Alright. I am turning over, and I'm going to try to shove the one who tried to punch me out of the way.
Sure.
That's just my my strength modifier, right?
Regular attack roll, yeah.
Regular attack roll. So it's not proficiency modifier.
I would say yes, because you're just using your hands, and you do have proficiency with your hands.
Okay.
We checked this, because someone yelled at me for it.
Yep, 16.
That's a hit.
Okay, I'm just trying to push him back a couple feet.
You push him, and he goes, not flying back, but he stumbles backwards, and as you do, the other two begin to get more frustrated, and I guess we're going to combat now. If you want to go ahead and roll initiative.
I will roll initiative. Ooh, am I at the level that I don't get advantage on initiative? Oh, that's not good. That would be a 3?
Hey, that's okay. Ooh,
I have a
maybe
plus.
not.
I have a +1 to initiative, so. I don't suppose that when he shoved me, I could bonus action rage.
I'll allow it.
Yeah.
All right. So top of the order, the first one, the man who initially started all of this is going to go to just punch her right in the jaw, and he misses. He just like throws his haymaker out and just completely whiffs right by your chin. Up next is the one that you pushed. He's going to try to walk back up to you, and he's going to try to kick you in the chest. And he also just swings by. These guys have been drinking a lot, apparently, because my dice suck.
They don't like you.
And then the third one, who's just been standing this whole time, is going to attempt to grapple you. And he rolled a 14.
So I need to beat that with an athletics.
Correct.
That's actually a 15. That is a +4, 11 on the die.
Okay, then.
Holy crap. Oh, goodness.
So he goes to grab your shirt, and you just sort of like Ip Man smack his hands away. And now it is your turn.
I don't have any of my weapons out, so I'm going to, the one that tried to grapple me, I'm going to try to claw with my retractable claws at his cheek.
Sure.
Not trying to, like, eye or anything, just trying to show him, like, get the hell away from me.
Right.
That is a 17 to hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. That is 7 points of damage.
You gash at his face, and he kind of holds it as he just falls over and starts to not cry, but like he's hurt emotionally too.
Right. Look, I don't want any trouble. Just get out of here and let me get my things.
They don't seem to be listening to you.
No,
as
great.
the big boy goes to attempt to punch you in the jaw, and he also does a swing and a miss.
Jesus, they have been drinking. My God.
Yeah, I even switched D20s, and they just don't want to fight you. Apparently,
They don't want to hit me.
The other one is going to attempt to grapple you again.
Okay.
And hey, it's a 19.
Ooh, I probably won't beat that.
I swear to God.
I don't beat that. That's a 10.
Yeah, he grabs you by the arms and sort of like puts you in like an arm lock essentially. And now it is your turn.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to... Actually, wait, it's a grappled effect, so I only just can't move. I can still attack and all that.
Yeah, you're good.
So, I'm actually going to try to headbutt the one... Not the one that I clawed, but the one who started it all. I'm trying to headbutt him.
Okay.
That's a nat 20.
You clobber him. You give the most brutal headbutt you've ever given to anyone in your life. You can almost feel his nose break through your skull. That's how impressive this hit was.
That made me physically cringe. Jesus. Oh, his fucking nose breaks. Oh, God. Yeah, that's my turn. That's 6 points of damage.
The other one, after seeing what happened to his two friends, he just lets you go and just runs out of the inn.
I'm gonna help the two kind of that I knocked around up to their feet and over to their table, set them down, and just finish your meal, and then go back to the bar and just wait.
They accept your help begrudgingly, but as you walk away, you see them spit at your feet. A little bit of the spit and blood out of one of the guys. They're not happy.
I'm gonna just take it, go back to the bar.
The weather outside, you can hear, gets a lot worse. Wow, that's a horrible way of describing it. I'm gonna redo that. The weather outside begins to get louder. The drops of rain go from being a faint sprinkle to heavy drops of rain, as well as some booming thunder. As you see the woman come out with a small sack of the supply, we can assume to be the supplies that you had requested.
Thank you, ma'am. What do I owe you for everything?
It'll be about 10 silver, please.
All right. And I'll pass her a full gold piece, obviously. And then I'm just going to take the bag, and I don't suppose you would have any kind of a rain cloak or anything that I could use for the weather outside. Your patrons seem to not want me here, and I'm kind of looking over at the other guys.
No, I'm sorry. I don't think I have anything that would fit someone of your stature.
All right. Well, thank you for the help anyway. And I'm going to try to go off into the rain.
You make your way away from the inn with the rain coming down in sheets. You can sort of hear the groans of pain from the men that you fought getting drowned out in the booming thunder overhead. As you make your way down the village streets, out of the corner of your eye, you can see a figure waving at you on the porch of a small home.
I'll walk over. Kind of putting my hands over my eyes. Hello, who's there?
You approach, and you see it is a small old woman. Please, come inside, you poor thing. No one deserves to be out in this kind of weather. I don't have a bed for you, but I suppose you're welcome to my floor all the same.
Thank you. You are very kind. And I'm going to head in with her, I guess.
Yeah, she lets you inside. She gives you a towel so you can dry yourself off, and she introduces herself as Rose.
Hello, Rose. My name is Villif. I'm not exactly welcome here in town.
Oh, you never know it with these small villages. They're not always accepting of change, I find.
Yes, I do suppose I've run into that as well. I'm just doing my best to get in and out of town.
And what are you in town for, my friend?
Well, I'm currently searching for something that has, well, quite literally haunted me for many years, and I'm hoping that more arcane minds prevail and can assist me in it.
Arcane? I can't think of anything here in the town, but there are rumors of a witch who lives out by Cobalt Lake. She might know something.
She has a propriety with curses.
Well, you never really know. I've never visited the witch myself, but she's been here for quite a number of years, and I've always heard fantastical rumors about her.
Well, I thank you dearly. I will go see her tomorrow. Do you know how to get to this Cobalt Lake?
Oh, of course. It's only a short trip away from the village. You could not miss it if you tried.
Well then, thank you for your kindness in letting me sleep here tonight, and I will certainly be heading there tomorrow.
She smiles as she hands you a bedroll and some pillows for you to sleep for the night.
Okay, I'm gonna sleep, but I'm gonna kinda keep watch for the first 2 hours, just light activity, kind of going over my notes and going over sort of my map of the area.
Yeah, no problem. Night passes, dawn breaks, and you are awakened by the smell of breakfast. Rose walks over to you and hands you a small tray of eggs and bacon.
Oh, thank you, Rose. I couldn't possibly. You've been far too kind.
Oh, please. It's always nice to entertain an old woman once in a while.
I will kind of take the plate and gently put a hand on her hand and thank you. It has been many moons since I have been treated so kindly. You remind me very much of my mother.
That's very sweet of you. We all have our own difficulties, if you'd like to say.
I suppose. And I'm gonna eat breakfast, and then I think I'm gonna head on the road towards that Cobalt Lake.
You leave Rose's home and head in the direction of Cobalt Lake, which is only a short, 30-ish or so minute trip from the town itself. As you enter the forest, you see signs of plant decay in spots all over the woods, very reminiscent of the alchemist's occupation of this region years ago.
When I see that... oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, do you want to tell us a memory of serving with the alchemists?
Yep. When I see that, it's sort of just going to flash back to sort of the first time I was in the war with the alchemists, and this decay being what I saw on the battlefield, like sort of watching it creep over people and discarded weapons, armor, bodies, and sort of was my moniker of to move on. As soon as I saw that, that was a moniker of this area has been handled. Move on with the rest of them. So it kind of brings me back to that memory of, excuse me, allergies. Kind of brings me back to that memory of you were at war here and there was something here, but move on. And with that, I'm going to draw my greatsword.
You snap out of your memory of the past as you spot a lake that is so pristinely blue, there is no mistake it couldn't be anything but Cobalt Lake. On the opposite end of the lake, you can see a small cottage with a steady trail of smoke billowing out of the chimney.
I'm going to look alongside the lake and how to get up to the cottage where there is the most sort of visibility, so it's not a surprise as I'm walking up. Anyone who looks out the window can see me.
Yeah, you can find a path pretty easily. It's got a really nice window looking over the lake, so it's very clear view.
Right. Yeah, so I'm gonna kind of start walking up to the cottage, and as soon as I get there, sort of knock on the door.
As you go to knock, the door just swings wide open to an empty home. You see a fire lit in the fireplace, a pot over the fire with steam billowing out of it, and a small bed on the opposite end of the equally small kitchen counter. To your left is a very large mirror with your large, hulking frame almost filling the entirety of the mirror.
Excuse me, is anyone in here right now? I was sent here to speak with you.
I don't have a voice for this character, so I hope that this voice sounds good for my attention. What brings you here, mighty warrior? Have you come to slay an innocent man? Says a voice that seems to fill the room and makes your ears almost buzz. You spin around to see a tall, slender man with ghostly white hair and deep blue eyes.
No, sir. I have come here to get assistance with a curse. I was told by the people of Torinne that you were more arcane inclined.
A likely story, to be sure. I am sorry. Wow, that accent completely changed.
Oh, a likely story to be sure, there, friend. Oi, I've not got no clue what I'm talking about.
I am sorry to tell you, my sister left this place a few years ago now. I just come and go as I please. And what exactly did you need for this arcane thing?
Well, as you well can see, I'm not exactly human. And this comes with a curse, the dragon's curse, if you've heard of it. The alchemists from the war knew more about it than I did, but it is more powerful than most arcane people can handle. I want to break it.
And what would you accomplish by breaking this curse, mighty warrior?
I have thought of nothing for 3 decades but to break this curse. Wandering around, being kicked out of towns. I don't know what will come after it. I only have the goal ahead of me.
Is that your biggest dream, O mighty warrior of the wolf? The man walks up to you and puts his hand on your shoulder. You begin to feel cold, as if you're suddenly naked, although you're not. You catch a glimpse of the corner of your eye in the mirror next to you, and instead of the sight that you've been used to seeing for these past 3 decades, the sight of a pale blue, scaled beast with a sharp jaw and thick scales, instead you see the image of an aging man wearing your clothes with the same battle scars that you have now.
It is not my greatest wish. It is my deepest duty to myself and the people I care about. But my wish is not to lose that which has made me the man I am. My wish is that before I lose it, I can come to terms with it.
We all have dreams, my friend. Maybe yours will come true someday, too. He smiles with a devilish grin. You turn to face him again, but he's gone. And as you turn back to the mirror, the draconic visage has once again filled the frame of the mirror.
Is there anywhere to sit down in the house?
There's the bed, and there's a small chair near the fireplace.
I am going to sit down on the chair, making sure I'm not sitting on anything like a rug or a blanket or anything, and just...
The whole room is mimics.
No, just making sure like I'm not dirtying up, because, you know, I'm probably covered in shit. And I'm gonna kind of just sit there for a minute and contemplate and think about, like, what is my greatest wish? What do I want? And kind of contemplate for a little bit and see if he comes back.
Time passes, not too long. I assume you don't want to linger in someone else's home, but
no, I won't make
a few minutes go
minutes.
by, and there's no sign of this strange man that you saw previously.
I will get up then, and as I head out, make sure that the door is shut and the fire is out.
As you make your way out of the home, you see a small band of villagers approaching the cottage, pitchforks and torches at the ready.
I'm looking at him. What do you all want?
I always knew monsters lurked around this lake, one of them shouts. Another steps out from the crowd, the same man who forced you out of the inn the previous night. This creature that nearly murdered my friends that night at the inn. Why should we let such a savage beast lurk in the woods of our village? Prey on your children. I say we put an end to this foul beast once and for all.
Now, is my character wise enough to know not to start combat? He has a 7, so I'm going to say no.
Well, I will say you are clearly outnumbered. Whether or not you want to beat up a bunch of villagers is your call. I'm just letting you know there are several villagers here. There's at least 12.
I am intending to leave these woods. I was only here to try and break a curse. I have no interest in your children or you, and the only reason I fought back against these 3 ruffians that evening was self-defense. You may choose to believe what you wish, but I don't wish to hurt anyone, and combat is not something that I yearn for. Let me be on my way, and we all can return to our families, our homes, and meet my travels.
They stand there, eyes fixated on you, but they don't move forward. They don't advance at all. They just seem to stare daggers at you.
And if you all won't leave, if you all will not let peace stand by, let quiet win this day, then I can go ahead and show you what will happen and I am going to aim upwards, like really far from them, and this is an intimidation bluff. I am trying to bluff the shit out of this. About maybe, I want to say maybe 10 feet above their heads so they can feel the power of it, but it's not going to hit anybody, and I'm going to fire off my breath weapon.
Yeah, absolutely. They scatter, all of them, like a bunch of cockroaches when you turn the lights on. They just bolt in all different directions, and they're gone.
I'm gonna kind of just... I hate doing that. And I'm gonna put my sword up, leave the woods, and go back to kind of checking my map, seeing where maybe the next arcane individual would be, see if any kind of change has come to my person. Like, look around, is any kind of scale gone, or is any kind of remnants of whatever that man did to me there?
No, you look exactly the same.
Damn it. Okay. Then I'm gonna get on the road and kind of look around, and well, I suppose the next town may have someone, and start down the road from my map to the next town.
And we fade to black.